So this is about finding the midpoint. I'm calling it skill number 218. So to find the midpoint, first of all, we need to get an idea of what this means. This means I got a point here and I'm at negative 2 comma 5. So let's say that looks kind of like this. Well, negative 2 comma 5 would be more like that. And then 8 comma 9 means something like that. And I've got a midpoint between these 2 points. There's a spot that's exactly halfway in between on that line. Okay? Now, how do you find it? There is an awesome way to do this. And all you have to do is say, well, this height here is exactly halfway between the height of this point and the height of that point. And this width this way is exactly halfway across the distance between those two. So what is that? That's averaging. So all you have to do is average the x's and average the y's, and you will have your answer. So I got to average the x's, comma, average the y's, and that'll be my midpoint. So how do I average the x's? I take the 8 and the negative 2 and I add them together and then divide by 2. So I'm adding these together and I get 6, and I divide by 2 and I get 3, comma. Then for my y's, I add them together and that adds up to 14, and I divide by 2 and that gives me 7. So 3 comma 7 is my midpoint. And not using a computer program for this is good also, because what if they asked you to average when you had an A here, and they said, okay, A comma 5 and 8 comma 9 are 2 points. What's the midpoint? Well, if I know the general rule here is to average my x's and average my y's, averaging my x's would be 8 plus A divided by 2, comma, averaging my y's would be a 9 and the 14. They add up to 14 divided by 2, which gives you 7. So I'd have to say 8 plus A over 2, comma, 7 is my point. So ACTs are sometimes trickier that way than just giving you 2 nice points like I did in our practice problem. So I wanted to show you both ways. So the moral of the story is know how to average the x and average the y to find the midpoint.